Hello everyone, how's it going? If you like the content, remember to hit the like button. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to go the extra mile, hit the join button. It does support the channel directly. I'm trying to build this channel out and any support is welcomed. So before we get started, let's talk about the summary of what led us to this situation before we get to the more hopeful news. So earlier this year, Microsoft decided to close an array of studios while also increasing the price of Game Pass not once but twice. It's basically Microsoft Gaming at this point, and a lot of people were extremely disappointed because one of the studios on the chopping block was Tango Gameworks, which delivered the incredible Evil Within franchise, Ghostwire Tokyo, which wasn't as great, but was, good enough. A lot of people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. And, of course, the critically acclaimed game of 2023, Hi-Fi Rush, which saw not only commercial success, but critics and fans love this game. I haven't played it yet. It's on my backlog, but I hope to play it. I am rhythmically challenged, so it is a bit intimidating for me, but I've heard nothing but positive things about this game. So a lot of people are wondering why Microsoft would close down such a blossoming studio while also having trouble trying to get into the Japanese market. I mean, they did raise the price of the Xbox consoles there, and now they closed down one of the most critically acclaimed studios they had in their portfolio after the purchase of Bethesda for $7.5 billion. So a lot of people are like, what the hell is going on here? What is happening? So yeah, like I stated, they have a really successful portfolio of games, but it seems that Krafton has come to the rescue, who are the publishers of PUBG and the Callisto Protocol, and they have purchased Hi-Fi Rush from Microsoft, including Tango Gameworks. Like I said, Krafton is a South Korean publisher who's also, I believe, publishing Dark and Darker. They're publishing Dark and Darker, but you can see here they have a rich catalog of games that they've taken part in. The Callisto Protocol, not so much. The reason I'm listing this game is because this was supposed to be a franchise, and it comes from Glenn Schofield, who is the creator of Dead Space. And the irony of this is that Dead Space Remake ended up being much more successful and a much more polished game than the guy who made the Dead Space franchise, creating his new IP with the Callisto Protocol. I played this game at launch. It had so many technical difficulties. On top of it, it was just a really average game and extremely disappointment. I don't want to get into it. Let's just say they tried to turn this into a franchise and it failed catastrophically. So not exactly the best case scenario, but now Krafton has Tango Gameworks under their belt. But let's read this article. So PUBG publisher Krafton has acquired Tango Gameworks and the Hi-Fi Rush IP from Xbox as part of the strategic agreement. The firm says it's working with Xbox to enable a smooth transition so that Tango team can continue developing the Hi-Fi Rush IP and explore future projects. And we can see here from the creative director of Hi-Fi Rush, including the Evil Within 2, The Assignment, The Consequence, which was the DLC expansion for the first Evil Within game. But you can see here, Evil Within 3. I know a lot of people want Hi-Fi Rush 2, but look, I want the Evil Within 3. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I want a sequel to that. The Evil Within 2 is one of my favorite survival horror games of all time. Tango Gameworks was one of 4 Bethesda studios that Microsoft announced planned to shut down back in May. It was formed by Resident Evil creator Shinji Mikami in 2010 and was responsible for The Evil Within, The Evil Within 2, and Ghostwire Tokyo before launching Hi-Fi Rush in 2023 to critical acclaim. Xbox acquired the studio in 2021 as part of a $7.5 billion purchase of Bethesda parent company ZeniMax. Despite the critical success, Microsoft announced it would be closing Tango Gameworks as a part of efforts to focus on high-impact titles, which, again, a lot of people were like, what the hell are you talking about? You just gave praise to Tango Gameworks for delivering a game that's smaller in scope, creative in nature, and, again, was profitable. And it didn't even need any marketing. Literally, word of mouth just spread about this game everywhere, and people just started playing it. So, yeah, it was very confusing. It also announced closure of Redfall developer Arcane Austin, Mighty Doom Studio Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Games. Crafton said that the acquisition will have no impact on the availability of Tango's previous titles and that they will remain available where they are currently. Now, they haven't stated here, according to this article, that they've purchased the rights to Ghostwire Tokyo and The Evil Within, because those titles technically are owned by Bethesda, as you can see here from the publisher on the Steam official pages for these games. So I think that because they're under Bethesda's umbrella and now Microsoft owns Bethesda, that The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo remains a part of Microsoft, which freaking sucks because they're not going to do anything with these IPs. Look at Banjo-Kazooie. Just give it to them. Just give it to Tango Gameworks and let them do whatever they want. It's like what happened with Alan Wake. Like, the IP was technically owned by Microsoft, so there was a lot of issue with dealing with that before Remedy Entertainment was able to buy the IP from Microsoft and they were able to go forward with Alan Wake 2. There were a lot of other issues like the profitability margins for Alan Wake 2, which I believe they still haven't made back their money on that game, despite it was really good, at least in my opinion. As an Alan Wake fan, I literally 100%ed the original game, the remaster on Xbox. I platinumed the PS4 version on PlayStation, and I'm about to platinum the PS5 version. So yeah, I am a fan of Alan Wake, and I liked Alan Wake 2 a lot. So hopefully in this situation, they might do the same thing, and Microsoft might say, hey, we're not doing anything about this IPs. How about we just sell it to Tango Gameworks and let them do whatever they want with it? And, you know, I mean, at its core, Phil Spencer is still a gamer at heart. I really think, look, I'm not trying to go to bat for Phil Spencer because there are a lot of things he's done that's I am heavily criticized him for, like when he laid off a bunch of people after receiving the Andrew Long Legend Award at the New York Video Game Awards. So, you know, I still think that he tries to do his best in every case scenario. Like, I don't think he goes to work hoping to destroy these types of things, because at the core of everything, he did save Xbox in a lot of ways. Like what Dan Maddock did to the Xbox brand with the Xbox One reveal. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but it's just a loop around that I hope that Phil Spencer will just look at this and say, you know what, let's just give them the IP, sell it for them for a cheap price, and they can do what they want. Not to Crafton, but to Tango Gameworks. The firm said in a statement, integration reinforces Crafton's dedication to expanding its global footprint and enhancing its portfolio with innovative and high-quality content. The addition of Tango Gameworks represents a strategic alignment with Crafton's mission to push the boundaries of interactive entertainment. I strongly believe it is also because the Callisto Protocol failed so hard and they still want that type of genre within their portfolio with survival horror. I mean, they have a rich collection of, you know, titles here, but nothing really screams survival horror. I guess you can call Subnautica, because a lot of people are scared of that game. I'm scared of that game. Deep Ocean just freaked me out. Like, I think something's gonna rise up from the dark ocean. Like when I went swimming with the sharks in Hawaii, like I was deadly afraid like some sort of massive creature was gonna come from the ocean and just like gobble me up. So I don't know, maybe you could classify that as survival horror, but they don't have a like distinct survival horror game. Did they even list the Callisto Protocol here? I don't see it here, but I'm just taking a once over. I don't see it here. I guess they want to distance themselves from this title because of how much it just drained money. But I strongly believe they purchased this because they saw a big win with this. Because, like I stated, Tango Gameworks is filled with very creative people who have never delivered on a flop. Yeah, The Evil Within never reached the same heights as Resident Evil, but it's become a very acclaimed game, especially as more people have started doing like achievement and trophy hunter videos. And The Evil Within 1 in particular has become very popular among those content creators because of the Akuma difficulty, and The Evil Within 2 with its classic mode difficulty. So maybe that's why Crafton is, you know, the bottom part is just literally PR speak. Oh, they do announce the Callisto Protocol here. But tell me what you think about all of this in the comments below. I'm hopeful that we'll get an Evil Within 3, but it's definitely clear that you guys who liked Hi-Fi Rush are getting a sequel to this game. I'll play it one day and we'll see if it is well deserved of being such an acclaimed game. I have no doubt in my mind because, you know, word of mouth about this game has been almost universally positive, and almost no one I've seen has talked negatively about this game. So I still have to play it. A lot of people have stated that this is what No Straight Roads should have been, which I did like No Straight Roads. I did get a review copy of that game. I just want to make that very clear of No Straight Roads, but I like that game, so maybe we'll see. Either way, like, dislike, consider joining the channel. It does help a great deal. I'm trying to build this channel. Thank you for 1,500 subscribers, and that's it for me. Bye.